Hi, my name is Mark, one of the librarians at Madison College, and this is our Quick Tips series. Today's topic is my instructor wants peer-reviewed sources included in my paper. How do I find them? First, let's do a real quick review of what makes an article peer-reviewed. Unlike general magazine, newspaper, or web articles that you come across, a peer-reviewed article is carefully reviewed by other scholars in the same field of study as the author. A peer is just anyone of the same age or status, your classmates or your current peers. So in the case of a medical journal like the Journal of the American Medical Association, the peers reviewing that article are other doctors or medical researchers. One other quick note, peer-reviewed articles are often referred synonymously to as scholarly articles. Your instructor may ask you for a scholarly article, meaning, in fact, a peer-reviewed article. There is a distinction between the two terms, but just be clear with your instructor if they ask for a scholarly article, if they indeed wanted a peer-reviewed article. So as you can see, peer-reviewed articles over on the right-hand side are not necessarily very pretty to look at. There's no glossy pictures, no catchy titles to draw the reader in. The title of the article is using the language of the field. It's very long. There's an abstract, a summary describing what's in the article. There are multiple authors with their affiliations listed. And very often in scholarly articles, a little clue that you can look for is the title of the publication. Very often we'll have the word journal or bulletin or review in it. That does not hold true all the time, but it can be a good starting clue if you see something like Journal of Community Practice that it might in fact be a peer-reviewed article. All right, so how do you go about finding a peer-reviewed article and all the information that's out there? Well, the Madison College Library subscribe to a number of library databases that can help make it easy, pretty easy to get to them. When you get to the library page, look right there when the screen pops up in a section that says databases and click on Browse Databases by A to Z List. And among the databases that you'll see there, there's an awful lot of them from the company called EBSCO. And it's possible to search all the EBSCO databases at one time using a tool called EBSCO Host. When you search in there, you're going to get lots and lots of results. And as you can see here, search on this topic. There's a couple of popular sources right at the top there. And then there's a peer-reviewed source, number 3. How can you try to limit or sift your results just down to peer-reviewed sources? Over on the left-hand side of the page with the EBSCO databases, there are different ways that you can limit your search in a number of ways, by date, by source type. And one of the things that you can do is check the box that says scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. Our Gale databases also have many peer-reviewed sources in it. When you do search in there, it shows you the types of results that you have at the top, which is very nice. And you can go to academic journals to make it even more specific. Once you're there, as you go through the citations, look for the peer-reviewed journals checkbox and click that. Jstor is a database that we subscribe to that in its very nature is mainly peer-reviewed scholarly sources. That being said, when you do search in it, there are some book reviews in it, book chapters, research reports. So if you want to limit there, you can check the box that says journals. And then of course, go through the citation and make sure it checks all the boxes that make a peer-reviewed source. Our library catalog, WorldCat Discovery, when you do a search in it, you're going to get millions and millions of results. And just like in EBSCO, on the left-hand side of the page, you can limit your search in a number of ways, by date, by format, and one of the ways is by content type and looking for the peer review checkbox there. If you're doing a search on the World Wide Web, instead of searching Google alone by itself to find peer-reviewed sources and sifting through all that information, consider using a subset of Google called Google Scholar. And Google Scholar was created by them to market toward the educational community, and it automatically sips out all the .coms and the blogs and everything and just brings back open access scholarly sources from the World Wide Web. You still want to go through the criteria of seeing if it checks all the boxes for a peer-reviewed journal. As you can see, the third result down there is just a book review, but yeah, otherwise the other results on here are peer-reviewed sources. And if over to the right it indicates PDF or HTML, you can get to the full text of it. There are other open access scholarly sites to search for open access scholarly information on the World Wide Web. And these are some sites here. You can get to all of them actually by going to our Scholarly Sources Library Research Guide, which is embedded within our different English research guides. And there you can get to our databases that are good for providing scholarly peer-reviewed sources, Google Scholar, and those open access scholarly journal directories. As always, with this topic or any other topics, you can get help from the Madison College Libraries in a number of ways. And if you go to that link there, you can connect with us in all these different ways. Thanks for using the Madison College Libraries.